I was getting this engine lift from a friend, and it's pretty secure actually. If you look, you can look at here. See how secure that is? It's like perfectly level, about like 10 degrees, so when the engine comes out it's going to fall and destroy the front end and all that. I'm going to have to actually dig these out so I can put the plywood flat. Then I'm going to bring my little truck. I have a Kia truck from Japan too, and we'll back it up here and then put the engine on if everything goes well. I'm going to have to dig this gravel. This is very dangerous. Like, don't ever do this. Like, I just put it there so I can lift it a little bit so I can clear the flywheel bolts that I'm going to show you. So don't do this. Level surface, buy a piece of plywood that is completely flat, because engine lifts, this one is pretty good, but engine lifts are really they were designed to be using cement. So like if you try to do it in gravel, it's going to basically fall backwards or sideways if it's not level. You could get injured. Just don't get injured. So I just put it like this for now because I needed to lift it a little bit. So because the flywheel bolts are all the way back there, so you can see those bolts in the back over there. Those are the flywheel bolts, which they are 17 millimeters. I'm going to show you. Sorry about that. One hand is hard. So these are the flywheel bolts, 70 millimeters, but very shallow. You see. So based on the manual, it says that you have to take these off. So I took these off. I'm going to do now the exhaust, but you see how shallow they are. They're like half of what a regular nut of 17 millimeter will be. That's because of the clearance they need. So it was a little bit of pain to take them out. To take them out, I use this impact. I mean, you can use one with batteries, I think. This one has 790 pounds, which is pretty damn powerful. But I had to use that flexible one there, which I think you could do with this ones that they come with. This is not impact, but I mean, I have been using non-impact sockets in my impact tools forever. You can use this one to clear the oil pan. You see the oil pan is like right against it. So there is one position. You crank the engine over from there, and so you put it in the lowest position possible, which is right pointing down basically. And with this, basically I can get into the angle, and this is impact ready. But one trick I have is that these extensions, they wibble. You see, wibble, wobble. I don't know. Anyway, so when you put a socket, they actually give you they move a bit. Plus this moves, so you have a lot of micro adjustments due to the fact that this is flexible and this is flexible. This is meant for kind of working for trucks. It's super heavy duty. I bought it a long time ago. I use it very little because one time a socket was not put all the way in, a long socket, and I pressed full on throttle basically with this thing, and the socket hit my head. It was actually super damn painful. I was bleeding. So usually when you see people using this, they actually hold the socket with their hand and they press the gun. So they press the trigger. Because if you go too far, this moves like crazy, side to side, and then the socket just comes off if it's not all the way in. And the sockets, I can do it with one hand. You see, so it's not a super strong lock position. So this is just the ball. These ones, for example, are far more strong. You see, there has that ring there. So anyhow, so I remove all those bolts. Now I'm going to remove the exhaust and see what happens. I level this up floor, so now it's like a little bit more level. I set up all this so I can pull it back. I took the exhaust bolts, which I pre-dumped on WD-40. They came out right out, but like I said, I have this in here so round impact gun, which is amazing. I took the well housing bolts. I'm missing this guy only. Took all the cables out. All the cables are loose, and as someone recommended in the forums, I took the windshield wiper motor because it gives this clearance here now. You know, it's about 3-4 inches, and actually you can access the here in the back and whatever if you need to. Trotter body cable, trotter body cable. I took it out too. Super easy. Not much explanation on that. So engine is here, tight here, and I'm going to take this off and lift the engine and see what happens. Finally, engine is out. Man, this took really long time. I'm going to show you what actually took so long. This guy, these two bolts, that and that one, that's easy to reach. This one, holy moly, I had a huge extension all the way to the back with my impact to be able to undo that one. Super tight. It's so crazy tight. Those go over there, see? Those two, that one and that one. I mean, there's no clearance for that. It's crazy. I mean, if you lift the engine or raise the car, it's really hard to get into there. It's just crazy. Actually, that was really hard. Then that bracket there is attached to the block. I had to undo it because the block was tilting this way. Then there was a bracket for the cable, that one that's attached to the block, that has to be I had to undo that one. Then this had brackets to hold it against the block too, which it was easy to see, and I did from the bottom. Those are the transmission cooling lines, and that was it. But man, these took me easy 2 hours to undo this too. Like if you do it with 2 extensions all the way to the back, that's the easiest way. But holy moly, that's super hard to reach. I wasn't looking at the manual or anything to see. I knew bell housings for transmissions usually have those bolts. So yeah, anyhow, so yeah, it's out. I'm going to lower it and put it in a dolly and put it in the engine stand tomorrow, I think. So basically I have it in the engine stand. I never trust engine stands for some reason. I have the engine lift there, is slack, making sure it's not going to just snap on me while I moving. I don't know, I never trust these things for some reason. Anyhow, I will remove that later. So I'm removing every hose. There's like a lot of corrosion here. It's like you can tell that it has been sitting. I will clean that up. So I removed all the hoses now. I will remove the intake, put it in the bench here, all organized. I'm labeling everything that I take with numbers. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing, just removing stuff, and yeah, and I will remove the heads and inspect the cylinders. You can tell that this is the back of the engine. You can tell that someone was working up here. There is some oil seeping through here, so I'm guessing this could be the issue. Ultra hard to get to the back of the engine. You can tell, all the hands with their TV, get in the back of the engine and do that. It's just really, really hard. So yeah, so you can tell that someone worked there. And that one is specifically this, not this one. This one looks clean. But anyhow, I will take all that apart and see how it goes. So anyhow, see you later.